Good morning. I just wanted to record a very important message, and I think the best day to definitely put this out is for International Women's Day. I think, we can celebrate all things, all genders, all categories of everything, of who you want to be and who you are. But I think as women in general, of course I know this because I am one, that we try and be everything to everybody, try and be looking after everybody else instead of sometimes ourselves. So here's a little story for you, and a story that I've been waiting to share. And it's basically, I've told the story many times, and I tell it to kind of most friends or PT clients when they're kind of finding themselves in a bit of a rut or a hole. But it's called Watering Your Own Garden. And I am very proud to say that a lady in Trowbridge called Sonia, my psychologist, when I was in a bit of a bad time, and the kind of person I go back to when I kind of find myself dipping. But she told me this story, and this story has stuck with me forever and a day and will always stick with me. So I kind of wanted to share it with you guys. So anyway, there's a lady who is in her kitchen and she is looking out over her wonderful garden. Her garden is well tended, looked after well. All the flowers are blooming, it's all tidy, it's all neat. Everything's in order, everything's well cared for. And it just looks wonderful. She loves looking out on her own garden every day, and she feels very lucky to have such a beautiful garden. So the neighbour comes round for a coffee the next day, obviously out of COVID times. The neighbour comes round for coffee the next day and says, "Your garden just looks amazing. I've always been meaning to ask, how do you do it?" And she says, "Do you know what? I've got spare time on a Tuesday. I might pop round and just, do a bit of gardening for you, and I'll kind of help you get yours to where mine is." So on Tuesday she goes round and she ends up just kind of digging in deep, rolling up her sleeves and doing a little bit on her neighbour's garden. So anyway, the next week, the lady from the other side comes round. "I've heard that you're helping so-and-so from next door with her garden. And, again, I'd like to ask some tips on how your garden looks so great and how it's always so well tended." Before long, she's looking after everybody's gardens in the road. And one day she looks out into her own garden and everybody else's garden is looking amazing and hers is not looking quite so good. She's forgotten about the important things that kind of make her garden grow and make it a happy place to be. And like I said, everybody else's garden looks fantastic and hers really doesn't. So basically my point of the story was, well, I don't want to not look after other people's gardens. I like looking after other people's gardens. I like being kind. I like offering my time. And Sonia said to me, "It's not about that. What should you have done? Should you have just stuck and look after your own garden?" No, of course you shouldn't, because there is a feeling there of looking after other people and being kind to people and helping them. But what should you have done? I don't know. So what I should have done is helped other people tend their own garden. I should have helped other people know the tricks of the trade. I probably should have got them all together and shown them in my garden what I do to make mine grow and what I do to make mine good. It's not about doing it for everybody. It's about helping people, yes, but you've got to teach people how to grow their own. So that is just such a big story. And I think for all of you out there might be some people who kind of always give and don't get back and end up in a rut because you're giving your time to everybody else and you're not giving it to yourself. And it's your own garden that makes you feel good. And if you feel good, you can pass on that good feeling to others. But if you're feeling a bit low, you're going to be, that empty cup syndrome. You can't pour from it. So I just think sometimes, think about that analogy and go, am I helping this person do their garden or am I doing it for them? And if you just go around doing everybody's gardens, your garden will look untended and will not be a happy place for you to go. So there's some of you who are sat there going, "I don't have a garden. There is no garden at my house." But the analogy there is there for looking after your life, making sure the things that you do that make you happy are at the top of your priority list. And helping others is an amazing thing and it will make you feel better, but help them do it themselves, don't do it for them. So I hope today, more than any other days, this is a day for independent women shouting and choosing what they kind of want to challenge. And I definitely challenge looking after everybody else and not yourself. So go forth, help others, but also help yourself. Bye guys.